Ladies and gentlemen, life will constantly present us with challenges, provocations, and people who test our patience. In those moments, our natural instinct is to react, sometimes impulsively, sometimes emotionally, and often in ways that serve only to drain us of our strength and clarity. But I'm here to tell you that the true mark of power is not in how loudly you respond, but in how silently and decisively you cut off what does not serve you. Imagine your mind as a fortress. Every reaction you give to negativity is like opening the gates and inviting the enemy inside. But when you choose not to react, when you simply cut off the toxic influence silently, you strengthen the walls. You protect your energy, your peace, your focus. Mastery over your emotions is the first step. You cannot control what others say or do, but you can control how you respond. Reaction is the tool of the weak. Silence is the weapon of the strong. When you refuse to engage in futile conflict, you conserve your most valuable resource, your energy. Silence is not weakness, it is invisible strength. It speaks louder than words. It says, I am in control. I will not be moved by your attempts to unsettle me. In silence, you send the strongest message that you are unshakable, unbothered, and above the noise. Remember, your energy is precious. Do not waste it reacting to every provocation. Instead, build invisible boundaries, withdraw your attention, remove yourself silently from negativity. This is the power of emotional independence, the freedom to choose peace over chaos. When you refuse to react, you gain mental clarity. You make better decisions. You focus on growth, not on drama. You invest your time and energy into what truly matters, your goals, your dreams, your future. So I challenge you today, the next time someone tries to provoke you, resist the urge to react. Don't argue, don't defend, don't engage, simply cut them off silently. Withdraw your energy and move forward with purpose. By doing this, you build your inner fortress, unbreakable and serene. You become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Remember, this power is silent, strength is calm. Victory belongs to those who cut negativity off silently and keep their eyes on the prize. Mastering your emotions is one of the most powerful skills you can develop on your journey to success and peace. When you learn to control how you feel and how you respond, you step into a position of true authority over your life. Emotions are like waves. They come and go, sometimes strong and overwhelming, but just as a skilled sailor does not let the waves dictate the course of the ship, you must not allow your emotions to dictate your actions. The moment you react impulsively, you give away your power. You let external circumstances and other people's words have control over your inner state. But when you master your emotions, you create a space, a pause, between the stimulus and your response. In that pause lies your freedom, your choice. This mastery does not mean suppressing or denying your feelings. It means acknowledging them without allowing them to command your behavior. It's about understanding that while you cannot always control what happens around you, you have complete control over how you carry yourself through it. When you are emotionally masterful, negativity no longer has the ability to shake you. You remain steady, focused, and clear-headed. You respond with wisdom instead of anger, with patience instead of frustration, with silence instead of confrontation. This calm is magnetic. It draws respect and diffuses conflict before it even begins. Mastering your emotions also means recognizing that your value and peace are too precious to be sacrificed on the altar of someone else's drama. You realize that the energy spent reacting could be better invested in building yourself up, in moving forward, and in creating the life you desire. In essence, mastering your emotions is the foundation for cutting negativity off silently. It is the quiet strength that empowers you to choose peace over chaos and progress over distraction. When you achieve this, you no longer react. You respond with intention, and that is where true power resides. Silent strength is a force that many overlook because it doesn't announce itself with noise or bravado. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for without needing to prove it to anyone. This strength is not flashy or aggressive. Instead, it is calm, steady, and deeply rooted within. It's the power to hold your ground without raising your voice, to remain composed when chaos surrounds you, and to let your actions speak louder than any argument ever could. When you embody silent strength, you no longer feel compelled to react to every challenge or criticism. Instead, you understand that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. By refusing to engage with negativity, you deny it the fuel it needs to grow. You don't give your energy away through arguments or explanations. Instead, you conserve it, directing it toward your goals and your inner peace. Silent strength is like a deep river flowing beneath a still surface. It carries immense power, but you only see the calm on top. This kind of strength commands respect because it is rooted in self-control and dignity. Others may try to provoke or unsettle you, but your silence becomes a shield, an unspoken message that you are above the fray. This strength also protects your mental and emotional well-being. It allows you to disengage from toxic situations without bitterness or resentment. You don't need to shout to be heard. Your silence says more than words ever could. It communicates that you are unshaken, unwavering, and fully in control of your own destiny. In cultivating silent strength, you create a space where peace can thrive. You free yourself from the exhausting cycle of reaction and counter-reaction, choosing instead to stand firm and move forward with purpose. This silent power is the true mark of maturity and resilience, a power that cannot be taken away because it resides within you quietly, steadily, and forever. Energy is one of the most valuable resources you possess, yet it is often wasted on unnecessary battles, arguments, and emotional reactions. When you react impulsively or get caught up in negativity, you drain yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Conserving your energy means becoming selective about where and how you invest your time and attention. It means recognizing that not every situation or person deserves your emotional response or engagement. Every reaction you give consumes energy that could otherwise be used to fuel your growth, creativity, and success. Think of your energy as currency. Would you spend it recklessly on things that deplete you, or would you invest it wisely in things that build your future? When you conserve your energy by choosing silence over reaction, you preserve your strength for what truly matters. Energy conservation is also about setting boundaries. It's about understanding when to walk away, when to disengage, and when to simply say no without explanation. By doing this silently, you avoid unnecessary confrontation and protect yourself from being pulled into toxic cycles that drain your spirit. This practice of conserving energy leads to greater focus and productivity. When you are not distracted by conflicts or drama, your mind is clearer, your intentions sharper, and your actions more effective. You become like a laser, directing your power exactly where it needs to go, rather than scattering it in all directions. Conserving energy fosters emotional resilience. It helps you stay balanced in the face of adversity, preventing burnout and maintaining your well-being. It's a discipline that requires awareness and self-control, but the rewards are profound. By valuing your energy and guarding it carefully, you create a life where your efforts align with your goals, your peace remains intact, and your progress is unstoppable. Mental clarity is the foundation upon which all wise decisions and purposeful actions are built. When your mind is cluttered with noise, negativity, and emotional turmoil, it becomes difficult to see the path ahead or to make choices that serve your highest good. But when you cultivate mental clarity, you create a calm and focused inner environment where your true priorities and values can shine through. Choosing not to react impulsively is a powerful way to achieve this clarity. Every emotional outburst or heated exchange clouds your judgment and distracts you from what really matters. By cutting off negativity silently, you remove unnecessary distractions and create space for clear, thoughtful reflection. Mental clarity allows you to step back and observe situations objectively without being swept away by anger, frustration, or fear. It empowers you to respond rather than react, to weigh your options carefully, and to act with intention. When your mind is clear, you see opportunities where others see obstacles, and you find solutions where others see problems. This clarity also enhances your confidence. When you know you are making decisions from a place of calm understanding rather than emotional turmoil, you move forward with conviction. You avoid the regrets that come from acting in haste or out of anger, and instead you build a reputation for being steady, wise, and dependable. Mental clarity is a source of peace. It reduces stress and anxiety because you are not constantly caught in mental battles or emotional storms. Your thoughts are organized, your goals are clear, and your energy is aligned with your purpose. In the silence that comes from not reacting, mental clarity flourishes. It is in this quiet space that your greatest insights emerge, guiding you toward success and fulfillment with unwavering focus. Invisible boundaries are the quiet lines you draw around your life to protect your peace, your time, and your energy, without having to explain or justify them to anyone. These boundaries aren't physical walls or loud declarations. They are subtle yet powerful acts of self-respect and self-preservation. They define what you will accept and what you will no longer tolerate, all while maintaining your dignity and calm. By setting invisible boundaries, you take control over the influences that affect you. Instead of engaging in every conflict or responding to every provocation, you simply withdraw your attention and presence from negativity. This silent refusal to engage sends a clear message. You value yourself too highly to be dragged into needless drama or toxicity. These boundaries create a protective space where your mind and spirit can thrive. When you stop reacting to harmful words or behaviors, you prevent them from penetrating your emotional armor. You become less vulnerable to manipulation, less susceptible to emotional upheaval, and more able to maintain your focus and serenity. Invisible boundaries also teach others how to treat you without confrontation. When you consistently cut off negative influences silently, people begin to recognize that their attempts to disturb your peace will not succeed. They learn that your time and energy are precious, and you guard them carefully. Establishing these boundaries is an act of empowerment. It allows you to navigate relationships and challenges with grace and control, rather than chaos and reaction. You don't have to explain why you distance yourself or refuse to engage. You simply choose peace over conflict, growth over distraction. Invisible boundaries help you build a life where your emotional well-being is protected, your focus remains sharp, and your progress is uninterrupted. They are the silent guardians of your inner world, ensuring that only what serves you is allowed to enter. The power of choice is one of the most profound freedoms you possess, yet it is often overlooked or taken for granted. Every moment presents you with a decision: how to think, how to feel, how to respond. You may not control what happens around you, but you always control how you react. This awareness is the gateway to true personal power. When you recognize that you have the power to choose, you reclaim control over your life. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstance or someone swept away by others' words or actions. Instead, you become the architect of your experience, deciding whether to engage, to withdraw, or to respond with calm and purpose. This power means you can refuse to react to negativity. You can decide not to be drawn into arguments, drama, or conflict. Instead, you can choose silence, distance, or simply letting go. Each choice you make shapes your mental state and influences your future. Understanding the power of choice also frees you from feeling trapped by your emotions. Even when anger or frustration rises within you, you can choose whether to act on those feelings or to hold your ground and respond thoughtfully. This ability to pause and decide empowers you to rise above impulsiveness and maintain your integrity. Embracing the power of choice cultivates responsibility. You accept that your happiness and peace depend largely on your own decisions, not on external circumstances. This mindset shifts your focus from blame and complaint to action and growth. In every interaction, in every challenge, remember that the power of choice is in your hands. Choose wisely where you invest your energy, what battles you fight, and how you carry yourself. When you do this, you transform from a reactive participant into a proactive creator of your life's story. Influence through action is a principle that reveals the true power of what you do rather than what you say. Words can be persuasive, but they often fade quickly or get lost in noise. Action, on the other hand, carries undeniable weight. It shows your commitment, reveals your character, and inspires others far more deeply than any argument or explanation ever could. When you choose to act rather than react, you demonstrate control and confidence. Instead of getting caught up in endless debates or emotional back and forths, your focused efforts speak volumes. People notice your calm resolve and your ability to move forward despite challenges, and this naturally commands respect. Action also cuts through negativity silently. It shifts the focus from conflict to progress. By channeling your energy into meaningful work, you create results that drown out distractions and undermine criticism without a single word. Your achievements become the proof of your strength, resilience, and determination. This kind of influence is powerful because it is authentic. It does not rely on persuasion or manipulation, but on consistent, deliberate steps taken toward your goals. Others are drawn to this authenticity and often follow, inspired by the example you set. Influence through action builds momentum. Every small, purposeful act adds up, creating waves of positive change that extend beyond yourself. Instead of wasting time reacting to negativity, you invest in growth, learning, and success. This not only benefits you but uplifts those around you, proving that true leadership often lies in quiet, steady progress. In essence, when you focus on what you do rather than what you say, your influence becomes unstoppable. Actions cut through noise, inspire belief, and create lasting impact, without the need for words or confrontation. Focusing on growth means directing your energy and attention toward becoming the best version of yourself rather than getting caught up in distractions or setbacks. Growth is a continuous journey, one that requires patience, perseverance, and a clear vision of your goals. When you prioritize growth, you shift your mindset from reacting to problems to seeking solutions and opportunities for improvement. Growth demands that you look beyond immediate frustrations and criticisms, choosing instead to learn from experiences and challenges. Every obstacle becomes a lesson, every failure a stepping stone, and every negative encounter a chance to strengthen your resolve. This focus helps you rise above the noise and drama that can otherwise consume your energy and derail your progress. By concentrating on growth, you cultivate resilience. You develop the ability to adapt, to stay motivated, and to keep moving forward even when the path is difficult. This mindset prevents you from being stuck in cycles of blame, regret, or anger. Instead, you invest your time and effort in building skills, expanding knowledge, and deepening self-awareness. Focusing on growth also means setting clear priorities. You become intentional about where you spend your energy, choosing activities and relationships that nurture your development and align with your vision. You learn to say no to distractions and negativity that do not serve your purpose. Growth is contagious. When you dedicate yourself to improving and evolving, you inspire others to do the same. Your progress becomes a beacon, encouraging those around you to pursue their own journeys of transformation. Focusing on growth empowers you to create a life of meaning and fulfillment. It moves you beyond reaction and into creation, turning challenges into opportunities and potential into reality. When your eyes are fixed on growth, nothing can hold you back. Emotional independence is the ability to maintain your inner peace and stability regardless of what happens around you or how others behave. It means not relying on external validation, approval, or circumstances to determine your happiness or self-worth. When you achieve emotional independence, you free yourself from the unpredictable influence of other people's moods, opinions, or actions. This independence is a form of personal sovereignty. It allows you to stand firm in your values and beliefs without being swayed by criticism, praise, or manipulation. Instead of reacting to every emotional trigger, you observe your feelings with awareness and choose how to respond. This choice creates a powerful space between stimulus and reaction, giving you control over your emotional state. Emotional independence does not mean you become detached or indifferent to others. Rather, it means you take full responsibility for your feelings and no longer hand over that responsibility to external forces. You recognize that your well-being comes from within, not from how others treat you or the situations you face. By cultivating emotional independence, you protect yourself from unnecessary suffering and drama. You avoid the roller coaster of highs and lows caused by depending on others for your emotional balance. This steadiness makes you more resilient in the face of challenges and less vulnerable to manipulation or disappointment. This quality also enhances your relationships. When you are emotionally independent, you engage with others from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. You bring calm, confidence, and clarity to interactions instead of emotional volatility. This stability attracts respect and trust. In the journey to emotional independence, silence and non-reaction become valuable tools. By cutting off negativity silently, you reinforce your autonomy and show that your peace is non-negotiable. Ultimately, emotional independence is the key to living authentically and powerfully, no longer controlled by the whims of external circumstances, but anchored in your own strength. Building your inner fortress is about creating a strong, unshakable foundation within yourself that protects you from the storms of life. It is the process of developing resilience, confidence, and emotional stability so that no external force can easily disrupt your peace or derail your purpose. This fortress is not made of bricks or walls, but of habits, mindset, and values that you cultivate daily. To build this inner fortress, you must first commit to knowing yourself deeply, your strengths, your weaknesses, your goals, and your boundaries. This self-awareness becomes the blueprint for your fortress, guiding how you defend your time, your energy, and your emotions. It means deciding what you will accept into your life and what you will firmly reject, all without needing to justify your choices to anyone. The inner fortress grows stronger through discipline and consistent practice. Each time you choose silence over reaction, each time you conserve your energy rather than waste it on conflict, you add another layer of protection. When you master your emotions and exercise the power of choice, you reinforce the walls that keep negativity and distraction at bay. This fortress also involves cultivating mental clarity and focus. A cluttered mind is like a fortress with crumbling walls, easy to breach and vulnerable to attack. But a clear, focused mind acts as a vigilant guard, identifying threats early and responding with calm and precision. Building your inner fortress is about embracing emotional independence. It means your sense of peace and self-worth does not depend on external validation or circumstances. You stand firm because your foundation is built from within, on unshakable confidence and self-respect. Within this fortress, you find freedom. Freedom from the need to react to every provocation. Freedom from being tossed around by others' opinions, and freedom to pursue your goals with unwavering determination. It is your sanctuary, your safe place, and your source of power. Building your inner fortress is an ongoing journey, one that requires patience, courage, and commitment. But as it grows, you become unstoppable, calm in the face of chaos, strong amidst adversity, and steady on the path to your highest potential. True power does not roar at whispers. It is found not in reaction, but in restraint, not in noise, but in silence. When you choose to cut negativity off silently, you reclaim your energy, sharpen your focus, and build a fortress within that no storm can breach. Master your emotions, guard your peace, and let your actions speak louder than words. In this quiet strength lies the unstoppable force that shapes your destiny. So stand firm, move forward with purpose, and watch as the world shifts around you, not by your reaction, but by your unwavering calm and deliberate choice. Your greatest victories begin the moment you decide not to react, but to rise above.